I broke up with my boyfriend because he lied by omission. My, female 22, boyfriend, male 23, was amazing. I thought he was so sweet and considerate. I've never been treated so kindly and supportively in a relationship. We were only together for 2 months. Last Friday, I met his friend, female 26, and we all had dinner together. I felt vaguely uncomfortable all night, but I wanted them to have a nice time together because I thought they were solely platonic friends. I come to find out, after asking where they met in the Uber home, I didn't remember if he had told me, he hadn't, that they met on Tinder a couple of years ago. I also found out he had another female friend he talked about a bit that he met on Tinder. He said nothing ever happened and that they were just friends. But he had been talking all week about how she was so cool and so amazing, and oh my God, can you believe she does this and that, etc. And he spent all night with her and her boyfriend making sexual jokes about her. When I told him afterwards that I felt uncomfortable about that, he told me that it was just two autistic guys vibing. And it didn't mean anything, but it really didn't feel that way. It felt like he had feelings for her. He claimed that they were only platonic friends, but I don't believe that. I have a lot of platonic friends that I've met on Tinder where nothing else ever happened, but I've always been upfront about where I met them because I don't want him to get the wrong idea. I don't want to be the jealous girlfriend, and I don't think he has given me sufficient reason to trust his word, given that he has lied to me already. Yeah, justified.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like it's giving the same energy as the work wife.
Yeah, it is. And like just to lie about where you met them, like if it's big enough a deal to hide it or lie about it,
yeah,
it's big enough a deal to break up with them.
Yeah, exactly. Like if he didn't think it was an issue, well, I guess you could make the other argument for that too.
He never thought it was an issue, so he didn't bring it up.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I didn't even think you would care. I just feel like going forward in all relationships, like let's do this, and everyone listening, we can all do this. If you meet someone on a dating app, most likely you have the intention to date or hook up with them. And so then if you become friends with that person and when you start dating someone new, I feel like the honest thing to do if you respect your new partner is to tell them that at one point you had interest or intent to date or hook up with this other person.
Yeah.
And now you're friends.
You can be honest and say like, oh yeah, I swiped left or swiped right on her and nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
Like you can say
exactly.
that if you never really if you never actually dated or you never hooked up, you never actually did anything with the person.
Yeah.
Then tell them that.
Exactly. And if you're scared to tell them because you think that it's going to start a fight or they won't believe you or they're going to get mad about it, then means,
you should probably tell them.
Exactly. And that means that there's not enough trust in your relationship. So you need to take the next steps to put the honesty out there and share the information and then figure out how to gain or build trust after that.
Yeah. This is just like crazy to me. I dated this guy in college that we were like friends for so long before we, quote unquote dated. And we went to different colleges and he would always, our colleges were like not that far apart. And he would always come stay with me and go out in my town, my college town with me. And one time we were out with a bunch of friends and like this girl came and met up with us that he was friends with. And I was like, oh my God, love her. She's great. She's so fun. Befriended her. So that night, I don't know if it was a school night or what, but I like needed to go to bed. And he was like, okay, I'm going to stay out just to catch up with her. And I was like, that's fine. I have no reason not to trust you. And I'm like the most hands-off, whatever kind of person when it comes to things like that. I'm like, I have platonic male friends. Like, I would want to hang out with them too. Go ahead, by all means. Went home, went to bed. I was like, I'll leave my door unlocked, whatever. He just like never came back. And I texted him in the morning and I was like, hey, like whatever. He's like, yeah, so sorry. I ended up staying out really late. Didn't want to wake you up. I ended up sleeping at the girl's house. And I'm like, okay, I've slept at my guys' friends' houses before. What do I care? And I just like let it go. And then it turns out, like, long story short, months later, like I kept dating him, whatever. We broke up for other reasons. And it come to find out that a good friend of mine actually went to high school with both of these people. Tells me they had dated in high school for a long time. And at some point, my good friends were out at a bar and ran into this girl. And my friend had told my other friends, like, oh, that's the girl that boy's name cheats on all of his girlfriends with. And my friends thought that they shouldn't tell me that because that it would upset me and they didn't think that they wanted to upset me. I'm not mad at my friends for not telling me that because I get they thought they were protecting me. But when I found this out all that time later after these sleepovers and the hanging out with her, I was like, huh. If I would have known from the start.
Wow.
Why did you waste my time? Like, do you know how hot I am? Do you know the men that I could have been with in that time period?
Yeah.
Are
No,
you
it's because
kidding?
people are so selfish.
And
they
just, like,
only care about themselves.
insecure. Like, imagine
Yeah.
being that trash. Like,
Yeah.
you know what kind of men I could have had in that time period. And thank God those men were still waiting around after the breakup, because God bless, we love a good rebound. But, like, come on, you were not a half a step above any of them. And if you thought that you should keep someone like me waiting around, please. Just for the record, I ran into this guy a few years later after college, again, because we had a lot of overlapping friends. I was very drunk at a bar crawl, and I did tell him, just so you know, I am the hottest girl you ever dated. And in his drunk mind, while he was dating this other girl, said to me, you are right. You are the hottest girl I ever dated. And I was like, I didn't need validation, but honey, if there was such a thing as validation.
Wow, he's literally so trash. He's doing to his girlfriend what our first husband did to his work wife.
Shit.
Or not work wife. Yeah, his work wife. He was trashing his girlfriend to you.
Oh, well, just to be clear, the girlfriend that he was trashing to me was the girl that he was cheating on me and all of his other girlfriends with. Like, they got back together afterwards.
But he still admitted to somebody else that he had romantic interest in, that he doesn't think his girlfriend is hot or hotter than you.
Yeah. And it's true. It's just like, you don't have to say it.
Yeah.
Like we said in the last episode, some things are better left unsaid.
Yeah. But he is just as trash as work wife's husband. Or work wife's work husband. The guy OP's fricked up husband from the first story.
Yeah.
He's just as trash as him.
Yeah. Sucks.
Damn.
Sucks to be trash, but you know what I did? I scraped that gum off the bottom of my shoe and I kept on walking.
Facts. Facts. And how often do we think about this trash of a man?
Only when you hear trash stories.
Yeah, I was going to say just about never. Only when somebody's just as trash as he is.
Yeah, only when other trash comes up and it reminds you of the trash you once stepped in.